One of the calmest protests I have witnessed in a long time was today's British Patriot event. For a very long time at the time of recording, I didn't see any trouble from the Patriot side, but in today's video, we'll watch footage of the Met Police stopping British Patriots, while also reviewing some of the most recent news from across the nation. But first, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join our rapidly expanding community. In this first clip, dozens of riot police officers appear outside Victoria Station for no apparent reason. Reports on the ground suggest that they wanted trouble, so they were prepared for a riot, and that they could put an end to the demonstration. The stewards have to stop them. "Oh, see, look here, the police are spoiling something for Lally." Tens of thousands of people gathered peacefully on Downing Street, but the Met Police kept them away by locking down Parliament Square and creating ridiculous, miles-long detours to get in. Throughout the footage, many people were turned away because, yes, to get Parliament, no one is allowed for this way. I know you've said this a lot, so it's IMF. I'll repeat it a lot more. So we got to go L Bridge, and then Mill Bank, and then we've got to go down the South B, and across the back bridge. It wasn't this way during the Promos marches, were you? Tell me what you think of this in the comments section of another news article. A little-known top-up rule has given state pensioners a lifeline of $9,116. Currently, people 66 and older can receive the state pension, but by 2028, that number will rise to 67. As time goes on, employees are expected to work longer hours or rely on private or workplace pensions for an earlier retirement age, but a little-known deferral rule could give pensioners an additional $91.16. People who have been eligible for their state pension since April 6, 2016, can benefit from this deferral trick, which many may overlook. This money-saving tip has been highlighted following the news that millions of UK pensioners were being deprived of winter fuel payments. If they postpone collecting their pension for a year, it is estimated that each pension contribution increases by 1% for every 9 weeks deferred, which equates to a rise of nearly 5.8% annually. The Department of Work and Pensions warned that individuals who do not apply for pension credit may not be able to pay their energy bills this winter, which can range from £220 to £300. Opposition parties and campaign groups have strongly criticized the Labour government's announcement that it would eliminate the winter fuel payments. 2 weeks after being suspended for supporting an amendment that eliminated the 2-child benefit cap, Coventry South MP Zara Sultana voted against the government's plan to reduce the allowance, citing research showing that cold homes kill, and that this policy could have fatal consequences. As Britain approaches colder wintry temperatures, a news host started a fundraiser for the charity Friends of the Elderly to help the vulnerable. The event has now exceeded its initial target of £260,000 in response to the Social Security Advisory Committee's condemnation of Labour's winter fuel payment regulation. The government's own advisory council has declared that the winter fuel payment legislation is unfit for purpose, confirming that over 10 million pensioners will be left out in the cold to pay for union pay, according to Shadow Work and Pensions Secretary Mel Stride. He stated that the rises will have a significant effect on elderly, who are already living in poverty, and that many will have to make the terrible decision between heating and food because of this Labour government. He said that Labour must take their own counsel and reverse this harsh policy. Finally, even though ministers were ordered to give an updated pensions report, it is still unknown how the new Labour administration will react to the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman's PHSO report on state pension age adjustments for women born in the 1950s. In September, WASB Women Against State Pension Disparity campaigners met with Minister Emma Reynolds. However, no additional correspondence regarding possible compensation has been received. Recent MP inquiries indicate that any significant updates may be delayed until early next year, leaving millions of impacted women in limbo. The March PCHESO report found the Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, guilty of maladministration for failing to adequately inform women about the increase in state pension age. The PCHESO report recommended compensation at level 4 of its scale, which could mean payouts ranging from £1,000 to £2,950. It emphasized that Parliament must quickly find a way to provide that suitable solution. The Office for National Statistics estimates that the pension age modifications have impacted about 3.5 million women. During this week's business of the House session, Emma Reynolds, the first minister in 8 years to meet with WASB campaigners, said that the government is currently reviewing all of the man's final report and the evidence presented during the investigation, but that many impacted women are frustrated and worried about additional delays in receiving justice because there is no clear timeline for a response. Women impacted by the changes to the state pension age are still waiting for clarification on the compensation suggested by the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman in its March report, according to Labour MP Jonathan Hinder, who also called for a discussion on the findings of the PCHESO report. The House's leader, Lucy Powell, recognized the importance of the report and stated that the administration must give it careful thought. "I understand that it is annoying, but ministers are actively working on that as we speak. Of course, when they are prepared, they will address the House with written questions to the DWP that include all of their responses. They have also asked for information on possible discussions and debates pertaining to financial redress before the winter break." Ahead of the Labour government's autumn budget, the WASB campaign has scheduled a demonstration in Parliament Square on October 30th from 12 to 3 o'clock p.m. to seek compensation for those women born in the 1950s who were impacted by increases to the state pension age. Concurrent with Chancellor Rachel Reeves's introduction of her first budget in the House of Commons, the WASB Can't Wait Compensate protest seeks to sustain pressure for a compensation plan as suggested by the PCHESO. If you haven't already, please make sure to like this video and let me know what you think about the topics we covered in today's video in the comment box below. For more British political content, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and goodbye.